Hey, 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 how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Hey. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another day on the page and another day in the Church of RNK. Hi, I'm Rosemary Nonny Knight, and today we're talking about turning anxiety into peace. From anxiety to peace, I'm going to be affirming it's telling me to do something exciting. I don't know what. Swipe here, there, and everywhere. Who knows? Okay. Yes, actually I didn't call it that. I should have called it that. I just put the affirmation in there. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to share this and I'm going to come back. So give me 2 seconds and I will be back with you, okay? Okay, so let's make a start again. Okay, so affirmation for today. Let's have a look at that myself. Talking about turning anxiety into peace, so let's relax. Let's be at peace. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. And again, I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. And again, I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. Okay, so that's the affirmation today. This is the Church of RNK. My name is Rosemary Nonny Knight. How you doing? Okay, so we're talking about turning anxiety into peace. Lots of people kind of go through life feeling a little bit anxious, but some people actually wake up feeling quite anxious. I'm not going to say, I mean, there haven't been a pharmacist. I know that there's medication and all that kind of stuff, but I'm not really talking about all of that. There's 5 things I want to go through with you guys whilst leaving you with this affirmation for today, which is I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind, okay? Because I do believe that you have a lot more power over your situation sometimes than you realize, okay? And I suppose, yes, I was sitting here doing my quiet time and that was what I felt led to kind of bring to you guys today. So, therefore, you get to receive it, right? Okay, so the first thing here is if you're that person that is feeling considerably anxious all the time, and there's this sense of I don't know, you're just kind of rushing around with a head like a headless chicken, your hands waving in the air, feeling blind, trying to make your way through life. I'm sure you don't actually describe yourself that way, but there's sometimes that feeling that comes with living, okay? You once upon a time that you had not that many responsibilities, and then you start growing up, and then more and more responsibilities being placed on you, dreams lost, or dreams you started to put down because there's a part of you thinking, I'm never going to make that happen. You get more and more anxious and anxious and anxious until you're kind of living in this state of permanent anxiety that is just kind of low level, but it's always kind of there. This feeling that you're supposed to be somewhere else all the time, basically, and this feeling that you're always rushing to catch up but never quite catch up. And it doesn't have to be that way. And in fact, the only way that things start to change is that you get very deliberate about changing that feeling, because some people get used to living that way, and so you don't even think to do anything about it. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to mention here was one, and these are things that I find regularly in people's lives, and some of them you may not want to do anything about because maybe you realize that this is part of the problem, but you don't want to handle it. Okay, that's your prerogative. Mine is to tell you, okay? And the first one here is, are you doing the right work for you? Do you have clarity of purpose? Do you know what your life is to be about? Are you trying very hard to fit into other people's ideas of what success should look like to you? And so now there's just this permanent feeling that you're in the wrong place for you, always. And so you find it really hard to be at peace with yourself because there's a part of you that thinks, am I supposed to be doing this? Or maybe you don't even think about it. Maybe this is the first time you've actually even considered that could be why you feel anxious a lot of the time. Because you're trying to fit your square self into a circle or something, a circle hole or a circle into a square or a triangle into a whatever. Or you're trying very hard to take away the edges take away your edges to try and fit in with what other people demand or expect of you. When last did you take a moment to figure out what is it that I am to be about? And is the way I'm living today, is it my purpose work? Is it what I'm called to do? Is this what I'm created for? Because if it's not, then yes, there will be a feeling of anxiety all the time. All the time, there'll be this sense. I don't know, being a pharmacist, there was just this anxiety one that I was going to get everything wrong. Basically, or even that this was it for the rest of my life. I was going to be doing this, having to turn up at pharmacies with people who already have preconceived ideas about me, and oh my gosh, and all the drama that comes with being a pharmacist when you are not supposed to be one. Ultimately, as well as the fear of, oh my gosh, the society is going to come and get me, I'm going to make a mistake, and someone's going to sue me, and go, oh my gosh. And so there was this feeling of permanent anxiety, but I learned to live with it. In fact, it becomes normal. It becomes your norm. It becomes like, this is the way everybody lives, so this is the way I live as well. But it doesn't have to be that way. So question yourself, is this the right work for me? Is this the right work for me? Okay, I'm going to sing the affirmation one again, because yes, I want this to stay with you, okay? I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind, and again, I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. And coming back again to that clarity of purpose thing as well, this is the thing. People sometimes kind of get into this way of thinking that they have no choice. There's this feeling that they have to do what they have to do. I have bills to pay and all of that stuff, but it's not necessarily the truth. You haven't tried to find a different way, or you've kind of told yourself that there is no other way. You have to do this stuff. But honey, this is your health. This is you. This is your one life as well. Do you really want to go through it living to everybody else's expectations for you, or fulfilling the agendas of other people in your life? And I know, you say, but my bills are my bills. I know. Make a plan to transition though, because that will start to put your mind at ease. The second thing I want to talk about here is the worthy thing. So maybe you have made the decision to do your purpose work, but then you start to ask yourself, am I worthy of this? Everybody's going to find out that I'm some kind of a crook, and the whole fraud thing. And so there's that permanent feeling of, oh my gosh, am I allowed to do this? Or am I good enough to do this? Is it my right? How dare I think that I can do this work? Or blah, 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 blah. Or like me being a pharmacist, not doing the work I'm supposed to do, and I kept thinking any moment now somebody's going to realize that I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. Okay, yes, I've been to uni and done all of that stuff, but there was still a sense that I'm responsible for somebody's complete health and life here. Okay, I did take my responsibility very seriously, but there was always that feeling that I was going to be caught out one day. And you know what, even when you come to do the work that you're supposed to be doing, there is that feeling as well. Do you have a right to do it? Really? Especially if you're like me, you have big ideas, big dreams of what you want your life to look like. Say hello, say hello, say hello. I want to know who you guys are on here. So you might have these big ideas of what you want your life to be like. And so it's like, oh, little old me, can I do that? And so that leaves you with a sense of anxiety. It leaves you with a sense of, oh my gosh, 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 which generally tends to make people kind of take themselves off. Hello, Felicia. Lovely to have you on here again. Lovely to have you here, honey. So it takes people off their purpose path because they're anxious about whether they're allowed to do it. And so therefore you get back to question one, which is, are you still doing the right work for you? So like even when I started in business, I started with a sideways step. I was in property or real estate. And I knew that I wasn't really supposed to be doing that. I didn't really think about it. All I was thinking about is how can I make as much money as I can quickly so that I can stay home with my children. But it wasn't the work that I was supposed to do. And so I used to be petrified of getting tenant calls that something has happened and they're going to find out that I've done everything wrong. I didn't do everything wrong. I did it to the best of my abilities. I covered every single base on the planet, but it was never enough. this feeling of anxiety around me all the time. I'd go to bed thinking, oh my gosh, somebody's going to call me in the middle of the night. I'd wake up thinking, oh my gosh, I was very anxious for a while there, and building a business. So you could be in business, you could be doing the thing that you're even supposed to do. But if you have this constant sense of a lack of worthiness, yet you're not enough for this particular work that you're here to do, or even the work that you are doing, whatever it is, then there will be anxiety around you, waiting for someone to catch up with you, almost hoping that they will, just so you can put it down. Basically. And yes, in some cases, people even sabotage themselves because they can't live like that forever, and no one can. And so in those moments of anxiety, in those moments of feeling like, oh my gosh, somebody's going to catch me out, breathe, come back to center. I am enough. I can do this work. I can do this. I know exactly what I need to do. And even if I made a mistake, you know what? Grace covers me. Even if I do make a mistake, then or if I don't know what to do, I can ask someone. I don't need to feel this continuous sense of anxiety. Look it in the eye and decide that you're going to cause it to dissipate, because you are not born to live in a permanent state of anxiety. That is not your birthright. Okay, yes, it is preferable that you get on the right path for you. But even if you're not at this moment, it doesn't mean that you have to live in anxiety forever. You get a choice. You can choose to decide, I am fine. I am peaceful. I have a peaceful mind. And it's almost like you're calling it in. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. You lull yourself into a nice sense of security with this affirmation, okay? I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. It's almost like you're trying to remind yourself that you don't have to live with anxiety all the time. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. The other thing, another one to look at as well is generational stuff. Did you grow up watching your parents be very, very anxious about things? Anxious about money, anxious about their relationships, anxious about whether this person is saying what about them, blah, blah, blah. Always this sense of anxiety around you. Did you grow up in a place where you were yelled at all the time, so you were never completely at peace with yourself because you weren't sure when somebody was going to come yelling at you? Okay, so there was this always permanent sense of always being on edge. And so you've now brought it into your adult life. And there's this feeling that you're always on edge, always waiting for someone to shout at you or whatever, except you're not even aware that you're still doing that. So it was once upon a time in your childhood, you were watching this happening with your parents, or you were feeling it happening around you, but now you're away from that situation and you still live as though you need to protect yourself from anybody yelling at you, anybody bringing anything to you so quickly, and Hey, sometimes our brain doesn't catch up with the fact that we're now in a different place because you get so used to living in a certain way. Today is a great day to remind yourself that you're no longer in that situation, that you are in fact safe. You don't need to be on the edge of your seat all the time waiting for the other shoe to drop and somebody to attack you or anything like that. Sometimes you need to consciously tell yourself, because you lived in that environment for so long, it became your normal. It conditioned you to always be on the edge of your seat, always waiting for something to happen. But now you need to retrain yourself. Brainwash yourself away from the way you were brainwashed as a young person into a new person right now where that is not my life any longer. I don't live in that environment any longer. And of course, take yourself away from environments like that. Because that's the thing about when you've grown up in an environment like that, anything else seems boring. Basically, and so then you find yourself in relationships where the exact same thing is happening again. If that is your life, then maybe you want to take yourself out of that situation. It's not always that simple, I recognize that. However, it's time to start thinking about this stuff. How is it that I always find myself in a situation where there's so much gra 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 happening. My Nigerian comes out gra gra. There's so much stuff happening all the time, and I'm in a permanent state of anxiety. You need to question this stuff. Sometimes people walking through life, you stop questioning, why is this happening to me all the time? Could it be because that's become your norm? And anything too peaceful, you start to think, oh, there's something wrong. And so then you go and find trouble. Basically, and people do that. And most people are not conscious that they're doing this. And having been a landlord for quite a while, I've actually been exposed to a heck of a lot of people, as well as being a coach, exposed to a lot of other people as well. And there are some people who, no matter what, no matter how peaceful everything really is, they find a way to find trouble. They find a way to find trouble, but they don't even recognize that this is what is happening. They are always the one in the middle of the trouble, but they don't recognize that they are actively looking for the trouble. They think that trouble comes to find them, but no. There are some people that just always seem to be in the middle of drama. Are you watching yourself to see where certain cycles play out in your life over and over and over again? Where there's this feeling of anxiety all the time around you, no matter what situation you find yourself in, you may be peaceful for about 3 seconds, and next thing you know, there's some other drama happening around you. Is it because you brought it from your childhood and now you're living it again as an adult? It doesn't need to continue to be your story. Okay? It doesn't need to continue to be your story. You can get deliberate about fixing it. Okay? I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. Okay. Next one, the whole rushing around like a crazy person. Unfortunately, this is one of my flaws, is that I am almost always late. Which is quite disrespectful to the people who are waiting for me. And I know that they think that I'm being disrespectful. I'm not, but obviously my actions sometimes speak louder than my words. Amen, Felicia says. Sometimes my actions do speak louder than my words, and I'm aware of this, so I keep working on it. Unfortunately, at the moment, it feels as if I can be one of those people that even when I leave the house early, there is traffic or something. But anyway, I refuse to keep claiming that. I refuse to keep claiming it. I am on time. I am always on time. But because I am this person, or at this moment, not forever, I've had to learn to not feel as if I have to rush around everywhere, because it doesn't actually make any difference. It doesn't actually get me anywhere any quicker. I need to just calm myself down. Okay, you're late. You can't only be late once. So you're late. Stop. Stop stressing. Stop getting anxious about it. You're best off actually calling ahead and saying, hey, I'm running a bit late. I'll be there as soon as I can. You're better off doing that than getting all, oh my gosh, all the time, because that's how I used to live. Because yes, unfortunately, I did tend to be mostly late. So yes, this whole rushing around thing, and sometimes the rushing around thing is also a demonstration of a lack of trust or faith. Because you feel that if you rush faster, if you go harder, if you work harder, you're doing things all the time, then maybe you'll get quicker to your goal, to your purpose, to your whatever. So yes, there's the regular, okay, I'm a bit late, I'm trying to rush off here, but there's also that internal feeling that you're always rushing places, or you're always rushing to get this work done, or to do this and to do that. And if I do everything really quickly, I will get there. And there's this feeling that you can't trust spirit to take care of you because you're alone. Thank you very much, Felicia. Because you're alone in this, and there's this feeling you have to struggle and rush and rush. There's this internal sense of rushing. And it's like, honey, you need to trust. You need to trust that actually this or something better is coming to you. So even if you don't get whatever it is that you think you're rushing for, this or something better is coming. This thing or something better. So you don't need to always be in this rush phase. You can actually chill out and trust that spirit, universe, high power, whatever you wish to call it, I call him Papa, is taking care of things. So I'm not necessarily talking about the time thing here. I'm mostly talking about the internal feeling of rushing. I'm not where I'm supposed to be yet. I'm not where I'm supposed to be yet. I need to rush. I need to rush. I need to rush. It never gets anybody anywhere any quicker. Because there's a season that needs to work its way out. There's nothing you can do to rush that season. Well, I suppose when I say there's nothing you can do to rush that season, I need you to understand that what you're trying to do is control things you have no control over. And when you try to control things you have no control over, you feel anxious. Because you know you have no control over it. You have no control over it. So it's like if someone has been working towards building a business. I see this happen all the time, and this used to be me as well. You know, oh, but I wanted to work now. I wanted to work now. I wanted to work now. And there's this feeling of rush and I need to. But that's a lack of trust. That's a lack of trust that if you do what you're supposed to do, universe will do what it's supposed to do, and together everything will accelerate in the right time. There's a time and a season. You can't rush those seasons. And usually when you rush too hard, you don't get where you want to go. Basically. Or you finally will, but the energy you've expended, you may as well have just, okay, you know what? I choose to live in trust. I choose to live in trust. I choose to live in trust that this or something better is coming to me. Now, I choose to live in trust that this or something better is coming to me now. In which case, you don't need to rush in your mind all the time. You are taken care of. It's not just you. It's not just you. This or something better is coming to me now. I choose to live in trust. I choose to live in trust. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. And one more. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. Okay, and the final one I wanted to talk about is this. Please make sure that you have time alone every day. Now, if you're a parent or whatever, it's usually parents actually, because I know that as soon as I had children, it was really difficult to find time on my own, but I had to consciously find a way to make it happen. Now, if you have a little baby in arms, the chances are you'll never find that time, but that baby will sleep at times. So I used to be with baby on breast, me with my journal, basically once I got my act together. So, and that may have to be you as well, okay? If that's your season of life at the moment, that's absolutely fine. But everyone needs time on their own. You need time on your own every day because every day there are people putting all kinds of demands on you. You're being pulled left, right, center, everywhere. Of course you feel anxious at times. Of course it feels like, oh my God, it's all coming at me, because it is all coming at you, okay? So you know what? Make sure you take time to be alone every single day. Now, I wake up incredibly early to create that time for me because I'm a home educator, I'm a wife and all of this stuff. So there's always people about. See, I even have a housekeeper, so there's always people about. So unless I take the time to draw aside, then I don't get time on my own. So I have to. So I wake up really early. Sometimes take myself up in the evening when everybody else wants to watch TV or whatever. It's just like, you know what? I need quiet. I'm going up. Thanks for the hearts and everything, guys. Tag somebody in, share it. Somebody else needs to hear this. And so then I find peace that way. But I deliberately do this because I know I'm born for more. I know I'm called for a reason, a purpose. I cannot just rush around all the time because I won't get things done. Not the important things. I will rush around getting lots of stuff done, but it may not be the stuff that I should be getting done. I'll be responding to that sense of urgency. I need to do it all now, I need to do it all now, but supposing that's not the important thing. So for me, I make sure I have time, quiet time alone, quiet time with Papa as well, but I know not everybody, has that kind of quiet time, that's fine. But for me, it is life-bringing. It is necessary. It informs the rest of the day. It helps me make sure that I'm not going off track and doing all kinds of crazy, crazy stuff. I am on track because I've sat down at the beginning of the day to say, hey, get all the crazy out, write down in my journal. I always have a journal with me. Oh yeah. Basically, and I'm just writing down what I'm hearing. Like, this live stream is coming from that place of quiet, of having taken time quietly to find out what do I need to say today, Lord? And this is where this type of stuff comes from. Okay? Okay, so those are the 5 things. So are you doing the right work? Are you feeling worthy? Are you having any generational kind of pass down? Are you rushing? Are you trying to get places quicker than you need to? Or, you're very welcome, Felicia, or quiet time daily, and quiet time daily. Those are the 5 things. Now, something that I want to do, actually, probably next week now, is I'm going to do a whole workshop on this and really work with people. It's going to be, I think it's going to be, assuming everything stays the way it felt this morning, it'll be a week on Saturday. So a week tomorrow, that will be, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there. It may or may not come about. But that's what I'm thinking is going to come about. It felt right when I was writing it out this morning, like to do something around turning anxiety into peace. But a whole live workshop, more interactive, really help people with their specific concerns around stress and anxiety, and kind of get that divine guidance for people on the workshop with me, that kind of a thing. So expect that if still feels right when I come to do it, basically. So watch out for that, okay? But in the meantime, just as I bring this to a close, can I invite you, if you've never read my freedom book, then I'm giving that away for free at the moment. Thanks for the hearts, okay? I'm giving that away for free at the moment. It's my freedom book. It's called the Deliberate Millionaire Freedom Book, which goes through different areas of life where people feel a bit stuck, a bit bound up, a bit all of that. So if you want to get that, you can get that. It's completely for free at the moment. It's my Amazon bestseller. But I'm giving it away for free at the moment. So you can get access to that by going over there. And as I say, I think there will be, okay? At the moment, it seems certain, but you know, I sometimes feel like I'm the wind. Wherever spirit goes, man. So at the moment, I think we will be doing a workshop next Saturday. But so keep that in mind. And watch out for it. I will mention it on the page and everything so that you all can get a spot. Okay, so let's sing this affirmation and bring this to a close. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. Just sing it to yourself. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind regardless of what's happening today. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. So say that to yourself and remember, regardless of what is happening around you today, regardless of what your senses are telling you, you decide how you are going to feel. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. Just remember that day, all through the day. Just keep reminding yourself, I have a peaceful mind. I live in peace. Now anybody's yelling, go on, it doesn't even matter. I live in peace. I have a peaceful mind. Okay? Okay, it's been a pleasure as always to hang out with you guys. Until the next time. Thanks, Felicia. Share. So share this. That would be absolutely appreciated. Let's reach more people. Or tag somebody in. That too would be great. Until the next time, my honeys. Much love. It's time to fight for and to deliberately design the life you are born to live because you want to. Much love. Go forth and prosper. Have a great day. Bye.